Ladies and gentlemen, dear students, welcome to the Computer Basics Series Part 2, Web Terminologies. In this part of the series, we are going to talk about the Internet, www, uniform resource locators, a website, what is a browser, what is a server, a search engine, a deep web, and how to do on internet research or online research. So everything this interests you, so you can stay on and watch till the end. So the internet. What's the internet? We say the internet is the global system of interconnected computers networks. Okay? The internet is the global system of interconnected computer networks. That's all about the internet. So the number two, the World Wide Web, aka web. What is it all about? The World Wide Web, commonly known as the web, is an information system where documents and other web resources are identified by their uniform resource locators, aka URL. So an example is like https colon double slash example.com and can be accessed or are accessible over the internet. So the resources of the web are transferred via the hypertext transfer protocol. It's called the HTTP and can be accessed by a web browser and are published by a web server. So we are still on the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web is not the same with the internet. So we can say that the internet is the means by which we get the resources of the web. So we have uniform resource locators. What are these uniform resource locators? A uniform resource locator is a term, is a commonly called a web address. It's a reference to a web resource that specifies its location on a computer network and a mechanism for retrieving it. So if you looking at this picture, this is a web address that will specify. The first part is the HTTPS, the mechanism for retrieving it, and the last part of the address will be the document itself. Okay, most web browsers display the URL of a web page above the page in an address bar. So a typical URL could have the following form. For example, we can have a form like this: http colon double slash www.example.com slash index.html. So now this index.html is the specific document, and this document is contained in this domain example.com and can be transferred through the HTTP protocol. This time without S, which include a protocol called HTTP, the host name, and a file name. So this is how a web address looks like. We are going to come back to the web address. Now, what is a website? A website is a collection of related web resources. Okay, it can be pages, it can be multimedia, it can be videos, it can be pictures. So that's why we just say it's a collection of related web resources, and they have having pages and multimedia content, and they will be identified by a common domain name and published on at least one web server. So examples will include like wikipedia.org, google.com, and titc.biz. So these are some examples of a website. So we also say a website may be accessible via a public internet protocol, like a network such as the internet or a private local area network LAN, by references. It can also be accessed by references by uniform resource locators, URL of the website that identifies the site. So we have like three ways where we can access a website: through the internet, when we have like the internet protocol, the network such as the internet, or we can access it through a private local area network LAN, or by a reference. Means If we know the web address of the web, just use that web address to access their website. The next one we are going to see is a browser. So what is a web browser? Commonly referred to as a browser. It's a software agent, user's agent for accessing information on the World Wide Web. So without the browser, you can't get access the website. That's it. So a browser helps us to get information from the web. To connect to a website, to connect to a website server and display its pages, a user needs to have a web browser program. This is the program that the user runs to download, format, and display web pages on the user's computer. So next we have examples of the most popular browser we are going to have is Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Internet Explorer, and Edge. So these are all some most popular browser. So what is a web server? A web server is a software or hardware dedicated to running set programs that can satisfy World Wide Web client requests. So a web server in general contains one or more websites. And when a web server processes incoming network requests over HTTP and several other related protocols. So a web server is the house or is where we save or store websites, and so that at each moment we need information, we can access it through the website, through the server. So the web server runs 24 on 24. It doesn't stop. So at each time we need something, we just need to make a request on our browser. This browser will take this request to the web server. The next one, so the primary function of a web server is to store, process, and deliver web pages to clients. That is it. The communication between client and server takes place using the hypertext transfer protocol. So this text or this information is relayed to the server and vice versa through the hypertext transfer protocol. Now, the browser, the internet, the web, or the web resources, the server, the HTTP, how are they related? Now, looking at this diagram, if a user, this is a local machine, local computer, make a request, you want some pages or some information, this user will send this information through the internet with the help of his browser, and this information will go to the web server. This web server will process this request, and if you find it, you will send it back through the internet via the internet to the user's computer. And this document that is sent is normally the web documents and web resources. Each has a web address which is called URL. So this is how it functions. So you make a request through your computer with the help of your browser. The browser sends this request to the web server, and the web server processes this request and send back this information through HTTP or HTTPS. And this request passes through the internet and back to your computer. So this is how they are related: the browser, the internet, the web server, the web, the server, and HTTP. So what is a search engine? So we use a search engine to find out information on the web. For example, if we don't know this happens when we don't know the web address of the document we are looking for. We just want to search something. We don't know the web address, so we have to use the search engine. And we have Google example. We have Yahoo, Google Ask. So all these are called search engine. Next, we are going to have, so we say a search engine or internet search engine is a software system that is designed to carry out web search over the internet, which means to search the World Wide Web in a systematic way for particular information specified in a web search query. Okay, so we have to put what we are looking for in a web search query. So the information may be a mixture of web pages, images, or videos. or there can be infographics, articles, research papers, and other types of files. So the internet content that is not capable of being searched by a web search engine is generally described as the deep web. Examples can be Google search, Ask.com, and Baidu. Okay, this is the deep web. Now let's talk about the deep web. Understanding the deep web. What is the deep web? Excuse me. The deep web is the deep web data is any online information which isn't indexed by a search engine. So we have a search engine, we cannot get information using from there using the deep web. This means that deep web information must be found by opening a resource and searching for it there rather than by doing a quick Google search. Common examples of deep web in everyday life include things like university library, archives, results found within travel sites, and so on. So the deep web is radically different from the dark web, which is often used to conduct illicit or anonymous activity. So don't confuse deep web with dark web. So the content of the deep web can be located and accessed by a direct URL or an IP address and may require a password or other security access past the public website pages. So we have how to do an internet search or online research. First we have to formulate the search query. For example, if we are looking for American universities offering MBA program, so we have American University will be the keyword, and another keyword will be MBA program. So let's see how we can do this. So we are going to use Firefox web browser and Firefox search engine to do this research. So I want to research American University. Okay, so we can put a star here, and this star offering and so just say MBA program. You know that offering is not a keyword, so we want to put a star here. This star means something like intersection. Look for American University and MBA program. So let's see and let's go. So now we do the search. The search engine goes now on the web to search this our query, and the result will be displayed very soon. Let's wait and see. So if you look here, it means look here, the search is going on. So we just want time out. Sorry, try again. Let's see. Do I have a connection problem? This is Firefox, right? It's not Google. Why do I have a connection problem? Or because I'm using, this is supposed to be Firefox. Why am I using Google here? Sorry. This is supposed to be Firefox. Please, sorry about that. Google services is blocked here in China. So now let's use a different search engine. Let's use Microsoft Edge, and this is what we call the address bar, and this is the search bar. So you say American University, you put a star, and program. So now we have this star, as I said before, is like an intersection. So we have this is what we have. Full-time masters in American University. You can click here now. So you pull up the result. So it normally give us so many results to choose from. From here we can choose from. We can specify. So we have American universities offering MBA. American universities. So this is another one. Okay, American University of Washington DC, Business Administration, Masters of Business Administration. So we discovered that the first result, we got our result clean, very clean. The first result, the second, the third one, the fourth, all of them are talking about American universities offering MBA program. So because see our search query was very precise and was very good, so that's why we got a very good search result. So this is also American University School of Business, American University Washington DC. This is also American University. So that's it. That's it, guys. That's it, guys. So to do a search, you need to know your keywords. To know your keywords, very very important. And maybe you can use a star to do an intersection. So that's it, guys. That's it. That's it, guys. So sharing is caring. I hope you have learned some valuable materials. And if you enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to press the like button and share as well. You may also consider subscribing as well to this channel. I am Tago Armstrong and you have been watching Tago Media Production. I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye. Ciao.